Welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I am Connor Williams, and today's video is a little bit different. We've got a Premier League predictor from the Liverpool Echo's website. Just a little bit different, a little bit of fun. I'm going to put in my predictions for the remaining games and see where Everton end up. I will be joined by Paul as well, I believe, at some point. He'll do his as well. It's if you haven't already had a go of it, it's Paul now. If you haven't already had a go of it, it's very good, very interesting. I'll just add Paul to the stream now. You all right, Paul, mate?
Yeah, mate. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly, mate.
Yeah, okay, mate. How are you doing? I haven't fallen asleep on you this time. I do apologise, but the last stream you did.
No worries, mate. No worries. We're doing the predictor, the Echo one. Obviously, I know me and you spoke about it about a month ago now, wasn't it? The last time they did it.
A lot's happened since then, and it's looking a lot more dire than it was at the time. But
it's a little bit bleaker, isn't it?
That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah.
Well, I've heard I've got your presents till about past, so if you want, we'll do yours first and see where we end up.
Okay. Our next game is Chelsea on Sunday. I'd love to predict us to win that, but I'm going to go for a point. Anyway, Chelsea, they're not they can be beaten. You know, they're not on the level of Man City or Liverpool, where you've got to play absolutely perfect just to hope to even get a draw against them. I think when you get them at Goodison Park and with the crowds hopefully being up for it the way they will be, and the fact that Chelsea season's kind of over with now, other than the FA Cup final, because they haven't got a prayer to win the league, have they? I mean, it's not over. I mean, it is mathematically possible they could drop out of the top four, but does anyone really see that happening? They only have to get another 5 or 6 points and they're guaranteed it, and maybe another 8 or 9 and they're guaranteed third. So I'm going to go for a point for us in the next game against Chelsea at Goodison. And who's our game after
that? It is. I'm just going to get it up now quickly. Well, do you know what? We're so far down the bottom. You know, I was scrolling the table then.
Is it Watford? Is it Watford? Maybe.
It's Leicester away.
Leicester away. This is a brave call considering how much they dominated possession against us at Goodison Park the other week, but I think we can get a draw there too, because they've got a cup to compete for, haven't they? The league's kind of over and done with for them now. I mean, they'll want to finish in the top half, but basically they're going to put all their eggs in that Europa Conference League, aren't they? Because if they win that, then they're back in the Europa League next season, which is the equivalent of finishing 6th, isn't it? So why would you go all out in the league to try and finish 9th or 10th instead of 12th or 13th when you can just win a cup, and that's the equivalent of finishing 5th or 6th, isn't it? So, but Charlison missed a lot of sitters as well. We had chances to put Leicester away. I'm going to go for another draw at Leicester. I'm not picking us to win, but I think we can get a draw out of Leicester as well if we really perform.
After that, we do have Watford away.
That's the hardest game, I think, of all after the run-in to predict, because that's the one away game you think we should definitely be winning, or that we definitely have to win. Watford, I think, are gone now. Maybe it's just basically about saving face. Do they want to be in the bottom 2, or do they want to maybe make a fight of it until the end? But they'd have to go on a crazy winning run to have a chance, wouldn't they? And who can predict that coming? If they're going to win one game between now and the end of the season, it'll probably be against us at their place. But we have to win that game. If we don't win that game, then I think we are gone, because we need at least 9 points, and we're not going to get 9 points with 2 wins and a couple of draws. So it's the hope that kills you. I'm going to go for a win against Watford.
No worries. Just to let you know, Paul, it's the Echo one, so we've got to do the other fixtures as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So do you want me to start with what they say? Sorry, I've only just realised it doesn't do our games first.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's say what they say.
First one is Wolves versus Man City. Who have you got for
that? Man City.
Man City, yeah, same to be fair. Then we've got Manchester United versus Chelsea.
Where's it at?
Old Trafford.
I'd probably lean towards Chelsea. I mean, you don't necessarily have to do the Echo one. I mean, we can just get up the remaining games of us and Burnley and Leeds, and just kind of add all the points up and see where we go.
Yeah. I'll whack Burnley and Leeds. Do you think Watford are definitely gone?
They're 99.9% gone. I think the only prayer they've got is if they don't lose another game between now and the end of the season and they win. How many have they got? Are they on 32 games like us?
No, they've got one more than us. They're on 33.
They're on there's 5 games left. They'd have to win. They'd have to win 3 and probably not lose the other 2. They need double figure points. They need 10 plus. And can anyone see them getting them? No, nothing. Not me.
No. Right, I've got all 3 of them up now.
Yeah, we were up to our 4th game. I put Chelsea. I'm going to go for a draw. Leicester away. I'll go for it's a brave pick, but I'm going to go for a draw. And an even braver pick, I'm going to go for us to beat Watford away, because I think Watford hopefully will have just thrown in the towel by then and go on their holidays.
Yeah, and apparently Hodgson's going at the end of the season, isn't he? Supposedly, there's rumours of. So.
Watford. If you're a Watford player, I mean, you've always got your professional pride, but you're really going to give it 120% when it's probably not going to come to anything. I mean, they're a better man than me if they do. But who have we got after Watford? Is that
Brentford at home?
Brentford at home. I think we'll win that. I know Brentford have picked up again in the last couple of weeks. They've started getting a few more results because they weren't really out of danger. But a month ago, you'd have said Brentford could easily get sucked back into it. And they went on a crazy losing run, didn't they? I think in February, March, they lost 8 straight games, but they've picked up a few wins. Eriksen's really improved the team. He looks like he's settled there now. So they're probably going to be okay. They only need maybe another 2, 3, 4 points, and they'll definitely be all right. And you can see them getting them. But I think at Goodison Park, we can beat Brentford.
After that, it's the Crystal Palace one at Goodison Park.
We need to win that as well. But I look at that game similar to how I do the Watford one. I really want to predict us to win it, but I've just got a nagging feeling that we won't, because I think Palace are a very solid team under Patrick Vieira. And again, they'll have nothing to play for by that stage. They're not going to get in the top half. I don't think they're in no danger of going down. But I don't think Patrick Vieira is the type of manager who will just kind of let them have an easy go of it for the last few weeks. His standards are very high, aren't they? And he's coming to the end of his first season. He'll be looking at certain players and thinking, who's he going to get rid of in the summer and who's he going to keep around? So I still think Palace are going to turn up and give us 80-90% at least of what they normally give us. But you've got to have faith, haven't you? I think maybe we might just win that one as well.
And then it is Arsenal away from home at the Emirates to finish it off on the final day.
No, I don't see anything out of that. They've got top 4 to play for. I think top 4, but battle between them and Spurs is going to go to the final day. Might even come down to a point, or maybe even goal difference. We haven't got the quality to get anything against Arsenal, I don't think, especially not away at the Emirates when they've got something big to play for. So I can just see us going down there and getting beaten quite handily, to be honest.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a hit and miss record as well, going down to London away.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever won away at Arsenal, have we?
No.
Oh no, we did. What am I saying? We won there last year, didn't we? That was the first time we'd won at the Emirates, and I think the first time we won away at Arsenal at Highbury or the Emirates in, I think, 2 decades at least. So we went there last time, but I don't see us even somehow squeaking a point. I think that's a game we are definitely going to lose on the final day, but you just hope we'll have got enough points before then.
Not a problem. And that is all our fixtures. We've got, you said draw for the first 2, and then win for the next 2. So that's 6, 7, 8. What did you say for Palace? A draw?
I thought we might just win that. I wouldn't be shocked if we draw it, and I'd be devastated if we lost it, but I wouldn't even say surprised if we lost it. But I think I'd pick 3 wins and 2 draws, which would be 11 points, which would surely be enough, you'd think, unless Burnley and Leeds just go on a great run themselves.
That'd take us to 40 points.
That would get us safe, but I'm being optimistic when I predict that. I think we need 9 points at least to have a chance. We're on 29, aren't we?
Yeah.
We need up until about a week or so ago, I was saying 35 would get us over the line, but the way Burnley just went and got 2 wins out of nowhere, that I think I'm going to have to up that up now and say I think 38 is what you're probably going to need to likely be okay. And I think 40, you'd definitely be okay. 38, 39, you'll most likely be okay. But I think anything less than 37, then you're staring down the barrel. It just depends on whether you can get the other teams around you get worse results than you.
As you say, in Burnley, they've got a better goal difference to keep in mind. But then other than that, what Leeds is like 9 goals worse off than us.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go through the Leeds or Burnley first?
Leeds, please.
So Leeds have got City next.
City will beat them. I know it's at Ellen Road. It's at Ellen Road, but I can't see City letting up now,
especially when it's so tight at the top.
Exactly.
We've got Arsenal Leeds at the Emirates.
I don't know. Arsenal are hit and miss, aren't they? Because they win they go and lose 2 games, didn't they? Or did they lose 3 games on the bounce? I know they won the last game, but they were having a nightmare before that. And Leeds are the type of team who will go there. So Arsenal maybe rough them up a little bit and unsettle them. And Arsenal will just be scratching their chances. I wouldn't be at all surprised if Leeds get a point out of that, but I'm going to lean towards an Arsenal win. I really do hope Arsenal win, but I think Leeds are very well capable of going there and getting a point.
Then you've got Leeds, Chelsea at Ellen Road again.
Similar to the Arsenal game, I think they could just maybe unsettle Chelsea and sort of fight and scrap the way to a draw, but I think the safe bet is Chelsea win.
Then you've got Leeds, Brighton.
That'll be a draw. I know Brighton are in that bracket again of teams who don't really have much left to play for now in the final few weeks, but Brighton are a hard team to beat this season. I think they'll go there and they'll hold their own with Leeds and probably play some really nice stuff. And Leeds, I do think Leeds will score past them. And I'm not going to predict Brighton to win that game, but I just don't predict Leeds beating Brighton either. So I think that is Scott Draw written all over it.
And then their final game is away at Brentford.
Again, I think that's similar to the Brighton one. I mean, Leeds are capable of winning that, but Brentford are capable with their run of form, aren't they? So I think a draw again. I'm going to go for another draw with that one. So I think out of their 5 games that they have left.
Yeah, I think you give them like 2 points.
I think I gave them. Let me go over it again. They've got City next. They're not getting anything out of that. They're not getting. I don't think they're going to get anything out of Arsenal. Wouldn't be surprised. But no, I'm going to go for an Arsenal win. Then who's the game after that? Is it Chelsea away?
Chelsea, yeah.
Chelsea at home. I think Chelsea will definitely beat them. If I have to go, yeah. So I think you're right. I think I've given them 2 points. Which how many? They're 3 points above us, 5 points above us now with a game in hand.
Yeah. So that take them to 37. It's 36.
36. We need to do our bit, but I think 36. If I was a Leeds fan and you'd offered me 36 points now, I definitely would not take it. I think they're going to need, as I said, 37, 38 to be sitting comfy. Because I think that whoever goes down, there will be a point in it.
Yeah, it's looking quite close here. And then we've got Burnley. Burnley are 2 points ahead of us. We've got a game in hand on them as well. They've got Watford at Vicarage Road.
I think they're going to win that. Sadly. Yeah. I was so sure they would not win those 2 games that they've just got and win one, especially the Wolves one. I wasn't massively surprised that they managed to turn over Southampton, because Southampton, I think, are a very overrated team with an overrated manager. So I was gutted that they won that, but I was absolutely stunned that they beat what Wolves really did. I thought Wolves would go there and do the job on them, because Wolves are playing for Europe still, but I think it's just safe now to assume that Burnley are not going to lose any game unless it's Liverpool or City, and I don't think they've got to play either one of them. So I'm going to predict Burnley to beat Watford, sadly.
Then Burnley welcome Aston Villa to Turf Moor.
They play Aston Villa twice, don't they?
Yeah.
And Aston Villa don't look any great shakes at the minute, do they? I mean, some people are laughing at Gerrard, saying he's not really achieving much with them, but when he came in at Aston Villa, his first 6 months were always going to be a free hit for him, wasn't it? So I don't think you can really write Gerrard off just because Aston Villa haven't really done a lot in the last couple of months. But
they're 6 points. They're on 37 as well, by the way.
Yeah, they're not absolutely clear, are they? I think they just need 1 win and they'll get to 40 and then they're laughing, aren't they? And Gerrard can just focus on his plans for the summer. I will go with a Burnley win at Turf Moor.
Then they go down to Tottenham.
I think they'll lose that. Tottenham have got a lot to play for. They're like Arsenal. They've got a battle for fourth that's going to go right down to the wire. Surely Harry Kane, if he's fit, will be looking to get prove a point, because if Spurs miss out on the Champions League again, then surely Kane's going to agitate for a move this summer, just like he did last year. But if they get in the top four and Conte stays around, then Kane's probably going to sign a new deal there. So I think Tottenham will get it done against Burnley. Be hard. I'm going to be biting my fingernails, but I'm reasonably confident at the fact that it's at White Hart Lane as well. I think Harry Kane will turn up and do the business for Tottenham and do us a favour.
Yeah, coincidentally as well, there's rumours, I know, Conte going to PSG and possibly Pochettino doing a mad turnaround. They're coming back.
It wouldn't shock anyone that if it came about, did it? I think that their only chance of keeping Kane is if they get in the top four and Conte stays, which they're both big ifs, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. Then you've got the other Aston Villa Burnley game, this time away for Burnley.
I think at Villa, I think Villa will win. I think that will be the game where Villa win and sort of settle their own nerves down and give Gerrard some breathing space. They play Villa twice, and they're both going to be very tight games and they're hard to predict. But I'm just going to play it safe and say Burnley win at Turf Moor and Villa win at Villa Park.
And then their last game of the season, they welcome Newcastle.
I think Newcastle will win that. Newcastle are flying high, aren't they? I was dead wrong about them. If you'd asked me 4 months ago, I thought Newcastle were dead and buried. Didn't believe in Eddie Howe, but they've done what they needed to do in January. They got the players they needed. They spent some money. Howe's proved me wrong to an extent. I didn't think he'd be able to organise a defence, and he has. I think Newcastle are on a roll. They play Liverpool, I think, soon. I think that will be the only game Newcastle lose between now and the end of the season. I think Newcastle will go to Burnley and probably beat them. Because I know Newcastle have got nothing to worry about now, but look at the turnaround in their season. They've got a chance of finishing in the top half now, and I think they'll go for it.
Yeah, it's looking at them now, they're in 9th, aren't they?
I think that'll motivate them. I even though they're safe now, that'll be Eddie Howe's remit when he came in, just get them safe. But considering how good the last few months have been, I think him and his players will be really motivated now to just finish as high as they possibly can. They won't go on their holidays like a lot of other teams around them will. I think they will really push hard until the end of the season, and I can see them going to Turf Moor and definitely not getting beat, but I'd pick them to win.
Yeah, when you think they're only like 6 points behind Wolves that have had their, real big fans this season of Lage and stuff, it's quite a turnaround.
Yeah, and then Wolves are going to go to Burnley themselves and get turned over, don't they? So I've been wrong predicting Burnley games the last few weeks, as everyone knows, but the only game that I'm still more than 80% confident that they're going to lose is the Tottenham away one. But I don't see them beating Newcastle on the final day. I just think Newcastle are going to turn up too motivated.
So we've got, you said they beat Watford, beat Villa.
Beat Villa.
When they come to Turf Moor. Lose against Spurs, did you say?
Lose against Spurs. Lose to Villa. Away, yeah.
And lose to Newcastle.
So I think that's 6 points. What are they on?
They're on 31, so take on the 37 where Villa are now.
Yeah, that'll take them to the borderline, won't it? They might just squeak home. It just depends on what happens with us and Leeds, doesn't it? That 37 might be enough, but if I was a Burnley fan, I wouldn't take. Again, if you'd offered me 37, unlike Leeds, if you'd offered me those run of fixtures and results that I've just said for Burnley, I think they'd take that considering where they were a month ago. But 37 isn't definitely mean you're going to be home and dry. I just think it's their best shout. I think they win 2 more games, that it might just get them over the line. It just depends on whether or not us and Leeds can get the results we both need.
Yeah, that would see, with those being done as well, that would see it fall as Norwich, Watford, Leeds, Burnley, and then us just about in 16. But like you said, it'd be a matter of points, a point between the Leeds and Burnley. And then we'd only be about 3 points clear of it ourselves, which is just a win. So it's
I don't care if we stay up on goal difference. We just have to stay up somehow, some way. So it was the way it turns out did I have it as us as 16th on 40 points. I know I was generous with the results I said we were going to get, but us in the 16th on 40. Then did I have Burnley on 17th for 37, and then I had Leeds with, what are they on now? They're on 34 right now, aren't they?
Who's this? Sorry,
Leeds.
Leeds. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they finish 18th on, I think I gave them 2 points, 2 draws. They'll finish on 36. So yeah, 36, 37, and 40. I think 37 is the borderline. If you get 38, you'll probably be all right. If you get 37, it's not sure. If you finish on 36, then you've got a chance. If you finish on 35, you're probably gone.
Yeah, I think that's about right. And like you said, I think it's going to come down to points. It's incredibly tight. Interestingly enough as well, obviously, Leeds played the other day against Palace.
Yeah, Palace should have won.
Yeah, I was watching we were doing a live stream, so I had the foot mob up on the side looking at the stats throughout while I was talking to James. And yeah, from the stats I could gather, Palace should have really put it to them.
Yeah, Leeds did well there to get away with a point. If they'd have somehow robbed a win there, then it would have been a lot bleaker for us, because I think Leeds are that team where once they get a win, they sort of, like Burnley are now, they can go on a bit of a run, they can raise their confidence. But when they're getting beaten in games and they're just hanging on and they're just robbing the odd point here and there like they've been doing the last few weeks, then you can see morale maybe going down a little bit, or I don't know. And they've had a lot of injuries like we have this season. So I think if Leeds go down, they'll be very, very unlucky.
Yeah,
but
I think
it's going to be us, Leeds or Burnley. But Burnley are the team who've got all the momentum right now, aren't they? So
yeah, they're on the. New manager bounce is the sort of thing I've been hearing quite a bit of, which annoyingly I think that's the one thing we did suffer. We didn't get that new manager bounce that some teams seem to get. But looking at the form, like you said, Leeds have had a horrible February into March. But then I don't know exactly when Jesse Marsh took over, but from Norwich onwards, they've got a couple of good wins and a couple of draws, which makes me a little bit nervous. But their end of the season fixtures are probably I'd say theirs is just a little bit worse than ours.
Yeah, we've got the big one out the way now, the Liverpool away one. That's the hardest. I think going to Anfield's the hardest game in Europe for any team at the moment. I mean, Villarreal playing right now, but not even.
I think they are, yeah.
Yeah, Liverpool away is the hardest team for any team in Europe, as far as I'm concerned now. And we went there and we put a decent performance in. We were unlucky. Don't think we could. You could say we deserved a point out of it, but we didn't deserve to lose in the manner we lost. So if we can maintain that level, then we can probably get a good amount of points between now and the last game. But I don't know. It's just too close to call. I mean, looking at the last few fixtures, what are your results?
We'll
do Everton first, maybe.
Yeah, we could do Everton first. I think Chelsea's really well. I'm not too sure. I mean, it's Everton, so I'm not too sure on any. But I think at home we could probably steal a point from Chelsea.
Yeah, I think everyone will be up for it this Sunday, because everyone knows we went to the derby and we got screwed over. Basically, everyone knows that Chelsea are a team that you can beat. You can turn on the style sometimes, and like they did when they went away to Real Madrid, and they were just absolutely fantastic for most of that tie. It's most of that second leg, but they're going to turn up in some games and just. Who did they get beat by the other week, which was a bit of a shock?
It was Arsenal beat them the other day, which was.
Arsenal. Yeah, it was Arsenal. That was the first time Arsenal had beaten Chelsea at Chelsea for a good while, wasn't it? And they were outplayed. So,
yeah, and that's what the Quater's arguing with the fans, wasn't he, on his way off and stuff like that?
Yeah, so it doesn't look like all is rosy there at the minute, and they've obviously got the uncertainty going around about the new owner who's going to come in. They've got a couple of different bidders. So just Chelsea are in chaos at the moment. I know they're a team that in the past has thrived on chaos, but it just seems like this group of players are different from Chelsea teams previously, and that they're actually not benefiting from all this stuff that's going on around them, all this extra noise. So I don't think Chelsea are going to turn up and just absolutely put us to the sword. I think if we lose, we will lose in like a very, very tight game. But I'm very confident that we can get a point. I'm just not brave enough to pick us to win that game because I just think Chelsea have got quality, a lot more quality than us.
Yeah, I can't see us winning it. I just don't have that type of confidence. Leicester, again, I'm going to go with a draw just because I think they'll be Conference League. Although I think they've got it still when we play them. I think they've still got a bit of a gap before their next Conference League game. I think they might play Villa after us, but I'm going to say a draw away at Leicester, which would be I think, bearing in mind our away record would be incredibly good.
Yeah, that was I was very brave and I picked a point there, but maybe we're just letting the hope kill us a little bit because it could be we go there and we're 2-0 down inside 20 minutes. You just don't know, do you?
And if Vardy's fit by then.
Yeah, exactly.
Watford, I mean, I'm hoping we beat them. Realistically, it's a should win. If you can't beat the teams around you in this type of
we can't go down. If we can't go down to Watford and beat them when they're pretty much gone, we don't deserve to stay up. You can't. There's no argument that can be made. And so I know we've been really unlucky with injuries. I just stop bothering. But when you can't go down and beat Watford, who look dead and buried, then what argument can you seriously make that you're not one of the worst 3 teams in the league, no matter what the other stuff going around the club is?
That's my exact thinking for it. Brentford at home, I think we could get a win. I know they're on a bit of good form, but I think it's. They'll
probably be safe by then. Maybe take an eye off it.
Yeah, I'm hoping that sort of the players are already off on holiday. Palace at home, I'm going to go with a draw with Palace, just because I've seen them thump us a couple in the cup and stuff. I'm going to go with a draw, and then I'm going to go with a loss to Arsenal at the end of the season.
So what was that? Three draws, a win, or 2 wins? Did you pick us to beat Watford?
2 wins. Beat Watford and Brentford. Draw against Leicester and Chelsea, and draw against Palace. So 9.
So 9. That would get us to 38. That would more than likely be enough, I think. Not certain, but I think with Leeds' running, I think 38 would get us above Leeds. I don't think Leeds will get to 38. They're on 34 now, but I just don't see them winning 2 games between now and the end of the season. Maybe they might get a win and a draw, but we've got a better goal difference. So if we finish level with them, we'll surely finish above them. Yeah,
I think to be fair, I don't see Leeds picking up a lot of points on the way down. In all honesty, Leeds.
We'll do Leeds next then. At Leeds, I've got who next? Arsenal away.
City at home first.
City at home. City. Then is it Chelsea at home?
Arsenal away. I think Arsenal will probably beat them.
Chelsea at home then, is it?
Yeah, I think, again, Chelsea. I don't see them winning the next 3. I think Chelsea will beat them.
3, okay. And then who's their second to last game?
Brighton. I think that's got a draw written on it.
Draw. And then what do you predict for their last game of the season?
I think they beat Brentford.
So 4 points. That would take them to 30. That would take them to 38. So that you'd have them finishing on level points with us, but you'd think we'd have their goal difference is quite a bit worse than ours, isn't it? Theirs is like -40, I believe. Somewhere around there.
They've got -30. Theirs is 9 worse than us, but they've still got City to play in. Yeah,
it would take something dramatic, wouldn't it, for that to get overturned with 5 games left, wouldn't it?
Didn't City put 7 past them earlier on this season as well?
Yeah, it'll be tighter than that. But with those 3 games that you mentioned, City away, Chelsea, Arsenal away, and Chelsea at home, you could easily see them conceding double figures when you add all those 3 games up. 3 goals here, 3 or 4 goals there, 2 or 3 more here. You could see them on aggregates losing those games, those 3 games, something like 12-13-2, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, their goal difference will surely take a battering over those 3 games, you'd like to think anyway. And that would surely mean that we don't have to worry about them finishing above us on goal difference. So as long as we manage to finish on level points with them, we'll finish above them.
Fingers crossed. And then Burnley, I think they beat Watford.
I do.
I'm going to say I'm going to say they lose both Villa games, though,
Mm.
along with Tottenham. And then, no, I think they win the one at Turf Moor. Sorry, I think they lose the next three, though. So I think they win two and then lose the next three. So they've got 6 points.
That's what I thought about them as well. They'll get 6 or 7 more. Maybe they might just about get a point off at Newcastle on the final day. If they win 3, they're safe. If they win those 2 games that we both think they're going to win, and then they do end up going away to Villa and winning again, or beating Newcastle when they come on to Turf Moor on the last day, they'll be safe.
Yeah, so, that takes them to the magic 40 then, and then.
Yeah, so you think they're going to get 6, or do you think they're going to get beat Newcastle?
I think they're going to get 6. I don't see them beating Newcastle. That takes them to 37.
37.
So again, it's.
So they're on 37, and you had us and Leeds finishing on. You had Leeds finish 38. So Burnley will miss out by a point, heartbreakingly.
Yeah.
So we're both going for Everton to stay up, but in your heart of hearts, are you never really going to predict Everton to go down?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, is it?
We delude ourselves a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, or is it like, because like looking at it, if you look at it the other way, you could easily say if we get beat by Chelsea, we get beat by Leicester.
Oh yeah, of course. The way we're sitting here saying that Burnley are going to get turned over by Tottenham and Leeds are going to get turned over by City and by Chelsea, they're just going to be sitting there thinking Everton are going to get turned over by Chelsea. Everton are probably going to go to Leicester and bottle it and get beat by Leicester. They'll probably go to Watford and bottle it and probably draw at the best. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like looking at it now, if I was going to be pessimistic and I say lose the first 2 of ours, I still think even in my pessimistic heart of hearts, we've got to beat Brentford and Watford. Otherwise, like you said, you sort of deserve to go. And then say now Palace did beat us, that's 6 if I'm being the really pessimistic I can be.
35 won't be enough. I would have said 2-3 weeks ago 35 surely would be enough, but not now after Burnley have went and got those results that they've got.
Yeah, annoyingly, that's Burnley have really sort of stuck us
there. A bit of bounce, hasn't it? I don't think it will last until the end of the season. I mean, they have essentially got a PE teacher in charge now and Ben Mee. But those two games that they've just won were winnable. I definitely didn't pick them to win them, but they'll have been looking at those Southampton and Wolves games at Turf Moor thinking, come on, let's get the place going. If we get the first goal in those games, then it's our games to lose. And it happened, didn't it? But they're going to find it harder, I think, when they go away from Turf Moor, like when they go to Villa and when they go to Tottenham and when they... what have they got? They've got 2 more away games. Is it Tottenham and... no, they've got Watford as well.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Watford
it would be massive for us if we beat Watford and Burnley don't. But I'm just not going to do that. I think we'll both beat Watford. But if I'm more confident Burnley will beat them than I am, we will.
I mean, if Watford, because like you said, I think Watford had done, even if they won, they'd go up to like 27. I still think there's still a gap there.
Sure, they're playing for a bit of pride now. What are they on? 24.
Yeah, they're on 22. So
22. Yeah, they're 25. If they get to 30 points between now and the end of the season, they've done that's something for them. I don't even think they'll manage that. They're not going to give up until they're mathematically gone. But surely all those players and Hodgson are looking around thinking if we get anywhere close to 30, then at least we've made a bit of a good fist of it.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he's going to apparently he is going to retire again at the end of the year, I think Hodgson's probably thinking of just having how much he's going to spend his pay pocket on.
Yeah, exactly.
His early pension. But I mean, if they were to beat Watford, if Watford was to beat Burnley, that massively helps us out because I think they're done regardless of if they beat them. But it
would help us massively if we go down, if we get a better result than Burnley against Watford. If they go down there and lose and we win, that would be absolutely amazing. But even if they go there and they drop 2 points and only get a draw, then that's 2 points clawed back, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they do that, but it's close. It's
close. It's close, but we're both predicting Everton to finish somewhere between 38 and 40 points. You've got them on 37, I had 40. So if we split the difference, let's just say we finish on 38 points. 38 points is probably going to be enough, I think, to get you above Leeds, surely. And we've only got to finish above Leeds or Burnley just to stay up, because I think the bottom 2 are set in stone now. You just pray to God. If we somehow get out of this season and we're still in the Premier League, then oh my God, it'll be. I think Donald Connor's still there. Maybe we've just lost his picture. But for anyone who's watching,
sorry.
I mean, maybe it's a bit early to be thinking about this, but it's been on my mind recently. Let's say we win against Crystal Palace on the second to last game of the season, the last home game, and we know that win is enough to keep us up. Surely, I wouldn't blame anyone who ran on the pitch and went mad like they did against Coventry or Wimbledon, because it's just been that much of a traumatic year. We'll just be so relieved and happy. Just the stress of it all will finally just be gone, and we can just have a summer, just relaxing and not worrying like we have been for 9 straight months.
Yeah, I'm hoping whatever happens this season, lessons are very big, have been learned. I'm praying we don't go down. I know a couple of people have said sort of maybe the reset's good for us. I don't have that same opinion. I think going
the
down,
reset can only be good. Clubs can only benefit from going down if they've got competent owners. Like it worked for Villa because Villa's owners who came in after they went down, the one who took over from Randy Lerner, I don't think he's in charge there now. I think he was only there a couple of seasons. He was more like a transitional type owner. But when they went down into the Championship, it took them 2 years to come back. They got to the playoff final under Bruce, and then they lost it, and then they got to the playoff final again and won. But Villa made a lot of off the field decisions that really benefited them. They kind of got the house in order off the pitch, and it translated to success on the pitch, which is where you see them now. They're back in the Premier League. They've got a young manager who a lot of people rate in Gerrard. I don't think they're going to go down. I know they're not looking anything great now, but I think Villa are going to be a team to probably watch next season. I think they'll definitely be finishing higher than what they have this year. They just got the first few months of the season wrong with Dean Smith. And even teams like Newcastle, they went down and they've come back. And even when they were under Mike Ashley, because these were still banging out their stadium, 55,000 every week. If we go down, will we be banging out Goodison every week? I'd like to think we would, but I wouldn't blame anyone who just thinks, sod it, I'm not going back. The club don't deserve me emotional attachment anymore. It's just one of them. It could also easily just, with the debt and the feeling of the fan base and the incompetence of the people in charge, it could all just become an absolute tragedy, couldn't it? We could just be Sunderland or Portsmouth easily.
That's my big worry, is Sunderland. That's my bigger worry. I'm cautious that you might have to go in a minute, mate.
I think I've got about 5 more minutes, mate. So, there's just anything else we want to touch on quick?
No, I think we're going to do the echo with the comments now. We're going to do the echo one with all the fixtures with the comment section, sort of picking up as many as they say.
Fair enough. I mean, that's okay then. I'll shoot because I've got my gym clothes on. I need to lose a bit of weight. I'm getting a bit chubby. So I need to go now, and I don't want to be in the house when Liverpool are playing on the telly because I don't even know what the score is now, but I know it's on downstairs, and I don't want to be hearing any shouting from any relatives. So, tatty bye, people. It's nice to see you, Connor, mate. Hopefully we'll do one of these again soon.
And you, mate. Nice to see you. Enjoy the gym.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, guys, so don't go anywhere. Obviously, Paul is going, but we're not going anywhere. We're going to do the echo. I'll share my screen with you now. This is all very exciting. Bear with me just 2 minutes. This is exciting, isn't it? I've got the echo up here. We're going to do their prediction for the for the rest of the season. It includes all the fixtures, though. It includes City's, Liverpool. It should hopefully tell us where we're all finishing. So we'll do this. Before each one, I'll sort of ask you guys, get a census for what you're thinking as well, and we'll hopefully can sort of do it together. If that makes any sense for you all. Just going to wait for it to load up. Because the Echo website sometimes plays a little bit of havoc with my laptop. And I'm not too sure. I think it's more my laptop than it is the Echo website, to be completely honest. But yeah, so we'll just do this. If you've not had a go, like I was saying before, Paul joined. If you've not had a go and you want to have a go and you sort of in your own spare time, I highly recommend you do so. Depending on how optimistic you're feeling, obviously, if you think the worst, then maybe stay clear of it if you are a little bit nervous. But as you can see there, the first game is Wolves versus Manchester City. So let me know who you think will win that one. I'll just try and go with the majority, the answer I see the most, because obviously there's no way to poll it. There's no way to definitely. So like I said, if you miss out and you think, oh, well, my answer was in the minority, go check out in your spare time. But Manchester City Wolves, let me know as quickly as you can, guys, which one you think. I think personally I'm going to go with City win, but want to make sure we're all in unison or as much as we can be. Taran's put City, Irwin's put City. What I'll do is if I see Inky's put City, I'm going to go with City because I think the majority of us are all thinking that. You have to be fast getting in, guys. If you got your answers, it was buggy then. I nearly did it. So there you can see it's Manchester United versus Chelsea at Old Trafford. Let me know. Do you think it's going to be Manchester United, Chelsea, or there is the option to do a draw as well? So let me know which one you think is going to win this. I personally think it'll be Chelsea just because Manchester United are all sorts of out of sorts, aren't they? They are awful to watch this season, well, not in the nicest way because it's not a nice thing to say, but they are absolutely abysmal. Irwin's put Chelsea, DJ Howie's put Chelsea, Taran's put this one's a harder one to predict. This one is a little bit harder because it's the top four chase, isn't it? I know Chelsea are in third, but United have still got someone to play for. If I see one more Chelsea, I think I'll go with that, as that seems to be a consensus. Taran's put probably Chelsea. Jack's put draw. I'm going to go with Chelsea just because I've seen more of the majority of that. So we'll go with that. Next, we've got Newcastle, Liverpool. I think we all unfortunately know who's going to win this, but just in case you all madly disagree, I think Liverpool are going to win this. Even away, they're still in a title fight. They're going to really want that, aren't they? So let me know who you think's going to win, Liverpool or Newcastle United. Irwin, yeah, Inky's put it, Taran's put it, Irwin's put it, Cameron's put it. I think we're all in agreement there. It's Liverpool. Watford, Burnley, like me and Paul have just been saying when we were sort of going through our own little bits, this is a massive game for us. Let me know who you think is going to win it, Watford, Burnley, or do you think there's a draw? I think, unfortunately, because this isn't in our hands, but this is still one of the biggest games. And unfortunately, I think we've left it a little bit too close to the wire because no team seems to be doing us any favours. And I've seen a lot of Watford fans praying their team sort of let Burnley basically do them just out of spite, which is a little bit sad, really. But we've got Burnley. Taran's put hopefully Watford. Hopefully Watford, mate. But I think Burnley are just gonna do it. They're still enjoying that new bounce. Next, we've got Wolves versus Brighton. Are you Wolves, Brighton, or a draw? This one's a lot harder to predict, I think. I know Brighton have dropped off from the start of the year. I remember at the start, people were going, oh my gosh, Brighton. It was them in Southampton. They had really good starts, and then they just dropped off. Southampton, I think how physical their game is, how much they run around, it was never going to last. Brighton, I don't know what went wrong with Brighton, to be honest, but they've gone off the ball a bit. Wolves have been steadily solid all season. But yeah, let me know. Wolves, again, another tough team to break down. We've got a draw from Taran. Jack's put Wolves. Matthew's put a draw. Irwin's put a draw. What acts of Watford to grind? That's come from Livervid. I'll put a draw and then I'll reply to Livervid. Honestly, mate, I don't know. I don't know if it's some people think it's the Marco Silva, Richarlison drama, and then other people think it's from longer than that. I think it's the Marco Silva thing. I don't think they let it go, which really I'd understand it if he'd left them and won us a Champions League, but in hindsight, I think you can let it go. But yeah, don't forget, guys, Villa, Norwich, or a draw. Let me know as well. Inky's put Villa, Jack's put Villa, Irwin's put Villa. I think we're all thinking Villa here then. I think that's purely because of how bad Norwich are. Southampton, Palace, home win or draw? Home win, away win or draw? I think it's Southampton, Palace, or a draw. This one, again, a little bit tougher. Palace, again, are another team. Had a really good start. People were like, oh, Patrick Vieira this, Patrick Vieira that. They've sort of slipped a little bit now, but they're still a very good team. I think Palace are... I think the most exciting thing about Palace is the potential. They have a lot of good young players in there. Obviously, Gallagher might not stay, but there's still a lot easy. Eze, is in there, a quality player. They've got some really good Edouard as well. Jonathan's put a draw. Inky's put Palace. Jack's put Southampton. Erwin's put Palace, a draw. I think this is tough because I think there's 2-1. Good luck in your exams, Inky, mate. All the best. I think maybe we're going to have to go with Palace because they just about edge it. I know Taran's put a draw, so I'll go with a draw. I think, bearing in mind how much that split the chat, I think that's fair as well. Leeds versus Man City. Are you Leeds, City, or a draw? Again, I think this one's hopefully an obvious one. Hopefully it ends up being as obvious as I'm hoping. I don't think they get beat by like 7 goals like they did in the first time, but I'm hoping City put 3-4 past them. Like Paul said, if they get 3 or 4, that really helps us out goal difference wise, which worryingly enough might be what it comes down to. So let me know, he Leeds or City. Erwin's put City. You're right, Phil Mason, mate. Yeah, just in time for the table predictor. Erwin's put City. Jack's put City. I'm going to go with City. I think it'd be rare to see someone put Leeds. Tottenham or Leicester or a draw, let me know. Again, this one, Leicester haven't really got much to play for, have they? But you never know. Tottenham have got the top 4. Leicester, it depends if Vardy's back. I wasn't that impressed when they played us. I think Iniacho isn't very good, and I think Dak is struggling to find his feet in the Prem. Erwin's put a draw. Phil's put Inky. Jack Matheson's put Tottenham. I wait to see a couple more of them come in out of Tottenham or Leicester before I make my mind up. Tottenham from DJ Howie. Taran's put Spurs. So I'll go with Spurs there. Everton, Chelsea, let me know. I think this is our first fixture in this, isn't it? Yeah, let me know what you think for this one. I've got the optimism in me says a draw. The absolute pessimist in me thinks they turn up and absolutely do us at Goodison. Let me know your thoughts, though. I really can't decide that one. I actually think Everton could draw or even get a 1-0 win from Tehran. Inky's put draw. Inky's back. He's put a draw. Wonderless has put 1-0 to Everton. Everton. I'm gonna jibe. It's mental. I put a draw, but you guys have put Everton, so I'll go with Everton. I saw a lot more Evertons than I saw draws. Next is West Ham or Arsenal or a draw, obviously. Let me know your thoughts on who you think's the outcome of this game's gonna be. This is a top 4 battle, isn't it? 2 of the top 4 contenders in this. A lot to play for. In this one, so let me know who you think. Mark's put the Gunners, Erwin's put the Hammers, Jack's put Arsenal as well. I think West Ham sort of fell off the boil just a little bit recently. Jonathan's put the Gunners, Matthew's put a draw. I'm going to go with the Gunners. Yeah, that one confirms it from Wonderless. I'm going to go with an Arsenal win here. United, Brentford, let me know your thoughts on this one. United win, Brentford win, or a draw. I personally, you'd hope United sort of pick up points there. Otherwise, they are just absolutely a mess. And Ten Hag will probably be looking at his contract sort of hoping there's an escape clause or something. Because no offense to Brentford, they are enjoying a good little bit of success. And, Christian Eriksen's rejuvenation, which is brilliant to see, is a good feel-good story. But United want the top 4. So we've got Erwin putting Brentford, Jack's put Brentford, Tomorrow might be a little bit too late. Jonathan, United, Brentford. It's 3 Brentford to 2 United. There's a draw there. I think I might go Brentford from what the chat's saying. No, I think United just pip it now due to the last 2. So I'm going to go with United as a home win. Crystal Palace, Watford, another not so much a massive game for us because I think Watford are done. I personally would go with Palace, but let me know your thoughts on this one. I think Watford are done. I know a couple of wins, mathematically they're not done, but I think they're done. If we're sweating over how close it is on our end, there's a good gap between us and Watford. If we're sweating over a measly couple of points, Watford must be surely filled with dread. Taran's put a draw. Irwin's put a draw. Oh no, Taran's put Crystal Palace. Palace from Jonathan as well. There's a Palace win. Brentford, Southampton. This is a very appeasing game. I quite like how, I quite like, I've got a little bit of a soft spot for both clubs. I think Brentford have run really well, and I just quite like Arsenal. Let me know your thoughts on this one. I personally could see this one being a draw, but let me know your thoughts. I think this one's got draw written on it. We've got the Bees, Saints draw. Brentford. If it stays with both Southampton, if we have one more, the next one sort of decides my idea. I think we're probably going to go with Southampton here, though. I think we're going to go with Southampton winning this one. This was a tough one to call. I think I personally would have gone with a draw, but again, it's split the chat, so that's how close it is. Chelsea or Wolves or a draw. Let me know your thoughts for this one. Chelsea, even though Wolves are good, Chelsea, even though they're a bit of a mess. I think I read the other day, Lewis Hamilton and Serena Williams might be looking to buy them. That's in a consortium. That'd be the world peaking, that would. It'd be like that weird crossovers account on Twitter. It'd be a bit like that. We've got Chelsea. That one's a nice unison. There's no debate in that one. Burnley versus Aston Villa. Let me know your thoughts for this one, guys. Personally, I said to Paul, didn't I? I think Burnley will win this at Turf Moor. I hope it's a draw, but I haven't been that impressed with Villa since I think Gerrard's struggling to find his feet. Don't think that means he's rubbish by any means. I just think he's struggling to find his feet. A little bit like Lampard struggling to find his feet in aspects of us. I think you'll see the best of them both next season, both the managers. We've got Burnley, draw, Burnley, draw. Oh, this one is splitting it. We've got Burnley a couple of times. I think we're going to go with a draw. I think draws just about pip that, but Burnley, it did look like a Burnley win. Brighton versus United. Again, let me know your thoughts. Brighton, I think, are going to get beat by United here. Again, similar reason to United winning against Brentford. If you want to get the top four, you've got to be beating teams like this. Wonderless has put, while I wait for him to come in, Gerrard is kind of jackhole who would throw it all out of spite if he thought he could get away with it. Burnley win, draw, United draw. Oh, so it looks like we're going to go with a draw on this one again. Then we've got Liverpool, Tottenham. This one is tough, but I think unfortunately we all have that same team that are going to win this. Liverpool. Wait for the others to put it in, but I think we're all going to put Liverpool, aren't we? Irwin's put it as well. Liverpool for Corey as well. And then we've got Leicester away. Our away record's not very good, is it? This is the one I'm saying I put us as a draw with Paul. I'm a little bit nervous though about this one. Being an optimist, sort of blue tinted glasses, I put a draw. Our record away from home though, on a pessimistic day, everyone's put Leicester. Mark's put a draw and Taran's put Everton. Jonathan's put a draw. but I think Leicester have just about pipped it there. So we'll go with Leicester. Hopefully that doesn't massively affect us. Norwich versus West Ham. Are you Norwich, West Ham, or a draw? Net posters put Everton away is extremely bad. Yeah, that's the problem. The optimist in me said a draw, but realistically, away from home, like I said to Paul, in my pessimistic mindset, we lose that one. Tehran's put West Ham from Corey. Netbusters put it. Milky Art Anon's put it. All West Ham, aren't we there? Arsenal Leeds. This is another one that massively affects us on our road to hopefully not relegation. On our road to survival. Arsenal Leeds. We've got Arsenal, Ray Winston FC, Gooners. We're all Arsenal there. Man City, Newcastle, I think we'll all be in the same unison. I think realistically, the top, obviously we're all worried about the bottom half, but I think this top half is going to be close. I did this the other day in my spare time, and I think City just beat Liverpool by a point. It's got City. I don't think I had either team to drop points either. I think it was just a matter of City have already got a point ahead of them. I don't think I had either team drop points. Villa versus Liverpool, again, I think, like I was just saying, I'll wait and see what you guys put, but for me, I put Liverpool. I don't think I put either of the top two to drop points. They went all the way on mine when I did it in my spare time. A couple of you have put Newcastle here for the City game. You've all put Liverpool for this one, though. So we've got Liverpool there. Leeds, Chelsea. Again, another game that massively affects us. Leeds have got such a horrible schedule. Horrible. Jesse Marsh is going to have to do some Ted Lasso-esque miracles to Surveyors to keep them up. Oh, by the way, I quite like Jesse Marsh. If you haven't watched it, Soccer AM did an interview with Tubes interviewing him. And he comes across a really nice fella, but like one of the first questions is what have you changed? And I think he put something like belief, which is very Lasso-esque, I must admit. Gerrard will play his grand. A couple of you put draw, but mainly Chelsea. So I'm going to go with Chelsea here. I can just see a couple more Chelseas than I can draws. I personally think Chelsea are going to win as well. Leicester versus Norwich. This one Norwich are done. I think we're all going to put Leicester here, but I'll wait for you guys to, because I don't want to speak for you. But yeah, Norwich are done, aren't they? Norwich are... I must admit, watching us in a relegation battle is horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I don't know how Norwich do it each year, but I guess from Norwich's point of view, they're used to it, aren't they? So we'll go with Leicester for that one. And then Watford, Everton. This one for me is massive. This is like a 6-pointer, maybe even a 9-pointer. This is huge for us. This is absolutely massive. I think I like me and Paul were saying, I think if you can't beat Watford, you sort of deserve to go down because you reap what you sow. And after what they did at Goodison, you'd hope we could do this. Everton, a couple of draws. Here. How are Watford's form? It's not brilliant, Watford. I could go with us just because I've seen a couple of more us than draws, but it could go either way, this. Watford's form have been pretty bad, though. They're looking to get rid of Hodgson, apparently, and he's looking to retire. Tottenham, Arsenal. Let me know your thoughts for this one. North London, Derby, top 4 contender. Wonderless spot if we can't beat Watford. Why do we exist? Exactly. Their teams round us. If you're not going to beat the teams round, you sort of not deserve to go, but reap what you sow. Don't forget, guys, if you can like the stream as well, I'd massively appreciate it while we're doing this. That'd be massive. We've got a couple here saying Arsenal, Spurs, Arsenal. I think we're going to go with Arsenal. I think we're Arsenal on this, just. Yeah, I'm going to go with Arsenal, but that one's very much split years. Tottenham, Burnley. Let me know your thoughts. NetBus put that as unpredictable. Yeah, that North London one really did split you all. That was a really really interesting one for you all to do. We've got draw, Conte beating Arsenal only once, Tottenham. Right, so we'll go Spurs for this one. Man United top four's gone for this season. Spurs, yep. And then Everton, Brentford at Goodison Park. This one's massive as well, isn't it? Let's be honest. I'm going to say that for all our games, they're all massive. Tomorrow is the UEFA Europa League from Mohammed. Yep. And he says the top four is gone for United. I do agree with that. I think the top four's gone for United, in all honesty. Everton. Going to go with us then. Netbusters put about Brentford's form. It is good. I just hope Goodison Park would drag us a result realistically. Then you've got Leeds versus Brighton. Let me know your thoughts on this one. I have a feeling that Milky Art Anon is a Liverpool fan. I'm pretty sure he's sort of hoping that we're going to do this. And it's going to put us down. He's put Leeds, also because coincidentally all the teams around us are getting all right results. But you're all welcome. We're all welcome here. Leeds, draw. Brighton, draw. I'm going to go with a draw. I've seen a lot of draws. Watford, Leicester. Let me know your thoughts on this one. I think hopefully Leicester. I know Paul's just and me have just said they've got nothing to play for other than a conference, but Watford are gone. I think Watford are gone. Leicester, Brighton on the beach. Yeah, I think the Brighton one, draw is probably a fair result. A lot of you said that. Leicester. So we'll go with Leicester for this one. I think that's what we're all saying. Hogg and Deeney aren't there anymore. Leicester, yeah. Wolves, Norwich. Again, Norwich are done. Pretty sure we're all in agreement, but I think we're all going to go with Wolves, aren't we? Jamie Carroll's put Burnley have played Villa twice. Gerrard would love to see Everton have to play. Yeah. As much as I do think he'd love to see that happen. Yeah. We've all put Wolves. It's a decent one. Now we've got Villa and Palace. Let me know your thoughts for this one. Looking at a few more of your comments. Phil Mason's put at least Milky isn't dishing out the usual. Yeah, to be fair, it might just be a curiosity thing that we're doing this because obviously Liverpool have got they've got a lot riding on this as well. Like I said, when I did it in my spare time, neither them or City dropped points. We've got Palace, draw, Villa, Palace, draw, Villa. I see one more Villa, I'll go with Villa. Yeah, there we go from Irwin. I'll go with Villa for that one. Southampton, Liverpool. I think this is Liverpool, in all honesty, but let me know yours. I think Liverpool are I think it literally is going to come to someone, whether it's Liverpool or City, someone's going to miss out by a point or goal difference, you know. Draw. Yep, Liverpool. There's one Saints there from Forever the Optimist. I'm going to go a Liverpool win, but I admire the optimism of people saying a draw in Southampton. I admire the optimism. West Ham City, straight away, a tough game for City. I think this is tougher than Southampton, Liverpool. Netbusters put he doesn't think Liverpool will win every game. They'll drop points. I mean, possibly. I also think City have got it in them to have a shock draw or a shock loss. I think both teams have potentially got a shocking, a frustrating draw in them. In all honesty, this is one I can see City drawing, or I've got a horrible feeling about Leeds. We've got a couple of draw, 1, 2, 3, 4 draws, but I think City is just. Let me get this right. City. Oh no, this one. City. This one could go. We'll go with City, but that's really, really close. I nearly went with draw there. Newcastle, Arsenal. Let me know your thoughts for this one. That one was really close. West Ham City. I think Leeds have got a horrible feeling about, just because I think it was last season or 2 seasons ago they did really well against City. It's got a draw and it just frustrating away. It's last season because it came up last season. Arsenal, Gunners, draw from Netbust. Newcastle from Milky. So we've got 3 Arsenal, 1, 2, 3 draws, 4 draws. I think we'll go with a draw. I think draws are just pipping that one. Everton versus Crystal Palace at Goodison Park. Netbus has put Newcastle 3rd best Premier League team in 2022 or something so far. Yeah, me and Paul were speaking about this before. It's incredible. They've done really, really well. Nasty Shots has put a draw. We've got draw, Everton from Milky. Draw, Everton. I think I'm going to have to put this one for a draw, guys. 1, 2, 3 versus 3 draws. The next one might decide this. Oh, Jack's come in with Everton. Yeah, Everton. Then we've got Villa versus Burnley. Let me know your thoughts on this one. This one, I think Villa winning, but this is tough. Netbus has put we didn't want to give Everton too many points. No, what I'll do is I'll jot down and I'll take 2 off whatever we get on the end of this, just in case. If someone reminds me, I'll take 2 off just to see. Everyone's gone with Villa here. We'll see. Yeah, if the 2 points matter, I'll take them off at the end. Chelsea versus Leicester. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Ooh, Chelsea draw. I might go for a draw on this one. No, Chelsea. It always put every point matters right now. Yeah, it does. every point matters. So I'll take the 2 off at the end just in case, just for the people who want to know. Now we've got Brentford versus Leeds, another big one. Another big game for us. Another big game for Leeds as well. And Jesse Marsh's men. Brentford. Got a draw from Irwin. Brentford. I think we're going to go with Brentford here. Wonderless has just put the Liverpool have scored as well. Leicester versus Southampton. What are we thinking for this one? Henderson has just scored, as Eugene McGee has just put. That doesn't surprise me. I think they hit the post last time I checked. Nasty Shots has put a draw here. Mark is a little bit behind. He put Leeds to win that one. Ethan Leaks put Southampton from Eugene. Draw. Leicester. Draw. I might go with a draw for this one just because that one split you both. I'll go with a draw. Palace versus Manchester United. Let me know your thoughts. This one, I mean, you'd think United, but depends what Manchester United turn up, and on their day, if Palace have a good game, Conor Gallagher can take it from midfield, and they've got a lot of good young players. Irwin's put United, a couple of Palaces, but I'd probably go with United here. Everton, Arsenal, this is our final game, so if it comes down to this, I think we're all going to be very nervous. Let me know. I think we get beat here, in all honesty. Unfortunately, guys, I think Arsenal beat us. Apologies on the Crystal Palace one. Looking at it now, it's probably about a draw. But a lot of you have all said Arsenal here. I'll wait 2 more minutes just in case some of you put in a bit later. But I think you're all putting Arsenal, aren't you? Yep. Brighton, West Ham. Again, West Ham are in a top 4, so bloody hell, Liverpool have scored that quickly. Draw. A lot of spam there from inappropriate stuff. We'll block you. Massive game. We will lose West Ham. I think we'll go with West Ham there then. Unless there's any massive... Oh, Ethan put Brighton, but look, West Ham have won that one. Norwich, Tottenham. I think we're all Tottenham in case anybody has a mad... Irwin's put, I feel sick, and this is just a prediction. Yeah, this is a bit nerve-wracking, isn't it? I've got this horrible feeling we're going to do this, and it's going to end up putting us down. And then I'll probably flip the laptop in just pure disgust. Tottenham there, Villa, Man City. Let me know your thoughts for that one. Milky's put the ties over. Yeah, probably Villarreal, I think. Held on long enough, but I think that's the tie over. Let me know your thoughts. City, Villa. I think we're all City here. Obviously, City. Yeah, City. Liverpool, Wolves. This one is still a tough game. I think Liverpool should win this one, but it's still a tough game. Wolves are they've just been steady, haven't they? They've not dug up trees. They've not played fantastic football against the media, sort of creaming over them, sort of, with plaudits and superlatives a dozen. But they've just been steady. But I think we're Liverpool. A couple of Wolves, but the majority have gone Liverpool. Irwin's put Unai Emery copied Lampard. I take it that means he went full out press mad against a big team. Or do you mean like in terms of Lampard against when we played them, where it's just frustrate? Netbusters put Wolves had a solid defence though. Yeah, they have had a solid defence. Really good defence. Let me know Burnley, Newcastle. This one is again very important to us. I think Newcastle, to be honest, the run they're on. Like Paul said, they've got a lot to play for still. I mean, realistically, mathematically, when I was looking at it before, they're only like 10 points, 9 points off United in that Europa place conference. We've got Newcastle, a draw, Newcastle, Burnley. Thank you, Milky. I appreciate it, mate. Newcastle, Burnley, Newcastle, draw. I'm gonna put Newcastle. Inky's last one there's come in to clutch to get that one. I was going to put it as a draw. Chelsea, Watford. This must be one of the last ones because these are all last day fixtures now. Chelsea, Watford. Let me know who you think's going to win that. Milky has put the Burnley might just pip us to safety. I think Burnley do survive, mate. I think it's Leeds that who sort of we were all hoping for here. We're all saying Chelsea. I believe. Yeah, I think we're all just sort of hoping that Leeds get dragged into something they don't want. Here we go, guys. There you can see at the top, City just by a point beat Liverpool. This is what I had in mind. Then I'll do it slowly just to add the pain. Then we've got Chelsea in third, Arsenal 7 points away from them. Then we've got Tottenham, United, West Ham, Wolves, Leicester, Villa, Newcastle, Southampton, Brighton, Brentford, Palace. And then this is, there we go, Everton, Burnley and Leeds to go down on what I think might be goal difference. Leeds, Watford and Norwich. So we'd stay up, but do you know what, by a comfortable gap, but I think we've been a bit generous. So I'll take those 2 points off that I said. 39. I think I said when I did with Paul 38. So sort of all thinking the same. Yeah, you know what, 2 points off, we're still just about safe. It's a little bit too close, isn't it? But I think we're all banking on Leeds being dragged right in the middle of this. I think Burnley stay up. I think it's just a matter of Leeds and Marsh. But let me know your thoughts on that final table, because that is a couple of you have put Cubby down, pull 2 points. Really realistic chance still will be closer a lot. That's a bit too generous. Yeah, that's a take away the 2 points from one of the games. That's 39. Maybe if we get beat, or if we get beat, take away 3, it's 38. I think it'll be 38 to be honest. I think 38 realistically. But you know, Taran's put nice table. Jack's put all this shows is that if the game's to all this shows is that if the game's to as we want them to, then we'll start. Yeah, exactly. It's sort of not in our Jack's right. It's sort of hoping the games go our way, which is a bit of a danger to bank on. Erwin's put I'm happy with it. Jonathan's put give a quick like. Yeah, guys, don't forget to give a quick like before you leave or whatever. Wonderless has put wow, everyone of these I had saw us pulling out. If only just Taran's put I'll be happy if the table looks like this. If only Jack's put butchered that dinner. I get what you mean though, like it's all in the other people's hands, which is absolutely nerve-wracking, and in our own a bit. Cameron's put Chelsea this weekend will lose. Even if we lost that, take away 3 points from that. That's 38. I think that's where I said to Paul we'll finish on 38, 37. That just about keeps us up. I think it's going to be horribly close, but it keeps us up. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got time for today. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And if you're watching it back on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below your thoughts on the table, where you think we'll finish, give us your prediction and all that good stuff. Hopefully the table does come to be a prophecy and we can stay up. I think we'd all in unison that we'd love that. Maybe we have been a little bit generous. Don't forget, if you want to do this yourselves, you can head over to the Echo. Just Google Premier League predictor at the Echo. You can get it on there, do it there. And if you do that and then come and comment on the video down below what yours ended up with, let us know. I'd love to hear from it. And most importantly, guys, stay safe. I'll see you very, very soon for another video.